The mystery surrounding Gene Hackman's home has left many searching for answers. The legendary actor, his wife Betsy Arakawa, and their dog were all found dead in their Santa Fe, New Mexico residence, raising more questions than explanations. From the start, authorities have insisted there were no signs of forced entry or foul play. Yet they also described the circumstances as suspicious and unusual. This apparent contradiction has only fueled speculation, theories, and growing concern among fans and investigators alike. Adding to the mystery, a preliminary autopsy did not immediately determine the cause of death. Toxicology reports and further forensic analysis are still pending, which means it could be weeks before any definitive conclusions are reached. Hackman, at 95 years old, was found in a mudroom with his cane and slippers nearby, while his wife's body was discovered in a bathroom near a space heater and scattered medication. A family dog was also found dead inside a closet in a pet carrier, though 2 other dogs were found alive on the property. With so many unanswered questions, speculation has run wild, and several theories have emerged about what could have led to their tragic end. Was it a case of natural causes, a tragic accident, or something more sinister? In this video, we'll explore the top 5 theories surrounding the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife, examining the facts, expert opinions, and ongoing investigation. The discovery of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's bodies has only deepened the mystery surrounding their deaths. The first indication that something was wrong came from their caretaker, who made a chilling 911 call after arriving at the couple's Santa Fe, New Mexico home. In the call, which authorities later released, the caretaker sounded distressed, telling the dispatcher that the doors were locked and that they could see bodies through a window. When asked if the couple was breathing or moving, the caller repeatedly stated they didn't know, urging authorities to send help immediately. When sheriff's deputies arrived at the scene, they forced entry into the home and began their investigation. Inside, they discovered Hackman's wife, Betsy Arakawa, lying on the bathroom floor near a black space heater. On the bathroom counter, they noted a prescription bottle and scattered pills, which were later collected as evidence. Hackman himself was found in a mudroom, wearing his slippers with a cane beside him. His body showed no signs of struggle, leading deputies to believe he had simply collapsed. A detail that has puzzled investigators is the presence of the couple's deceased dog, found locked inside a closet in a kennel or pet carrier. While 2 other dogs were found alive elsewhere on the property, the cause of death for the third animal remains unclear. Investigators believe its condition could provide key clues about the timeline of events inside the home. One of the most critical findings in the case came from Hackman's pacemaker. Medical experts determined that the device recorded its last event 9 days before the bodies were found, meaning he likely passed away on February 17th. This discovery gives investigators a general time frame for when the deaths occurred, but not the exact sequence in which they happened. Despite the strange circumstances, Santa Fe County Sheriff Adan Mendoza has emphasized that there is no immediate evidence of foul play. Both bodies showed no signs of trauma or injuries, and there was no indication of forced entry into the home. Additionally, early speculation that the couple may have died from carbon monoxide poisoning was ruled out after extensive testing. Emergency crews checked the house for gas leaks and airborne toxins, but found no traces of dangerous chemicals. While these findings offer some clarity, they also leave many unanswered questions. With toxicology reports still pending, investigators continue to search for a definitive explanation for what happened inside Gene Hackman's home. One of the most widely accepted possibilities is that both Hackman and Arakawa died of natural causes, possibly within hours or days of each other. Given that Hackman was 95 years old and had a pacemaker due to heart disease, it is entirely possible that he suffered a fatal heart attack or stroke. If this occurred, Arakawa, who was described as his caretaker, may have rushed to get medication or call for help, but suffered her own medical emergency in the process. Arakawa's body was found in the bathroom near a black space heater, with prescription medication and scattered pills nearby. This suggests she may have experienced a sudden health event, such as a stroke, seizure, or cardiac arrest, while attempting to retrieve medicine for either herself or Hackman. The combination of factors, the presence of medication, her location in the bathroom, and the heater potentially falling with her, raises questions about what exactly transpired in those final moments. Forensic pathologists have pointed out that determining the exact time of death for each individual will be difficult, especially given the state of decomposition. Hackman's pacemaker indicated his last recorded heartbeat occurred 9 days before their bodies were found, but it remains unclear when Arakawa passed. If she died shortly after him, she may have been unable to call for help, leaving the couple undiscovered for over a week. This theory aligns with what authorities have publicly stated so far. There were no visible signs of foul play, no forced entry, and no immediate environmental dangers like carbon monoxide poisoning. However, without a confirmed medical history for Arakawa, it is difficult to determine whether she had a pre-existing condition that could have contributed to her sudden collapse. Another possibility is that Arakawa was the first to pass away, setting off a tragic chain reaction that ultimately led to Hackman's death. If she suffered a medical event, such as a stroke or aneurysm, Hackman may have found himself unable to care for himself or seek assistance. At 95, Hackman's mobility and cognitive function may have been limited, making it difficult for him to react to an emergency. The evidence suggests that Hackman was dressed in slippers and had his cane nearby, indicating that he may have been trying to move through the house when he collapsed in the mudroom. If Arakawa passed away first, it's possible that Hackman, in a state of confusion or distress, attempted to call for help, but was ultimately unable to do so. Given his age and known heart issues, the stress of losing his wife may have triggered a fatal event. Forensic experts have noted that body decomposition will be a key factor in determining who died first. Investigators have described Arakawa's remains as showing signs of mummification, a condition that can occur when a body is exposed to dry air over time. If her level of decomposition is more advanced than Hackman's, it could support the theory that she passed away first. However, with their deaths occurring at least 9 days before discovery, differentiating a timeline of mere hours or days will be challenging. Despite the sheriff's office stating that no signs of foul play were found, online speculation has suggested that Hackman and Arakawa could have been victims of a carefully staged crime. Some theorists believe that the couple may have been targeted, and their deaths made to appear natural to avoid suspicion. Actor Randy Quaid, known for his own controversial history, publicly claimed that Hackman and Arakawa were murdered, and that their deaths were part of a larger conspiracy involving Hollywood figures. He alleged that scumbags staged the scene and that similar incidents have happened to other celebrities in the past. However, he provided no evidence to support these claims. Authorities have been clear that there were no signs of struggle, no evidence of forced entry, and nothing in the home appeared to be stolen. If foul play was involved, it would have required an extremely sophisticated method, one that left no visible injuries, no obvious signs of poisoning, and no indication of a break-in. Sheriff Adan Mendoza has stated that while they are not ruling anything out, there is currently no credible evidence to suggest a crime occurred. Without forensic proof of external involvement, this theory remains one of the least supported, though online speculation continues to circulate. One of the initial concerns in cases like this is accidental poisoning, particularly carbon monoxide exposure. Sheriff Mendoza has stated that no evidence currently supports this theory. However, until the toxicology results are available, investigators are not ruling anything out. One of the most puzzling elements of this case is the death of the couple's dog, which was discovered inside a kennel in a closet. While 2 other dogs were found alive elsewhere on the property, this particular dog's passing has raised important questions about the timeline of events and the conditions inside the home leading up to Hackman and Arakawa's deaths. The dog's cause of death has not yet been confirmed, but investigators are considering several possibilities. One of the most straightforward explanations is that the dog may have died from starvation or dehydration after being left without food or water for days. If Hackman and Arakawa both passed away suddenly, the dog could have been trapped in the kennel with no way to escape, leading to its eventual death. Given that Hackman's pacemaker recorded its last event 9 days before the bodies were found, it is possible that the dog had been left unattended for over a week, which would have made survival difficult. However, there are other possibilities that investigators must consider. If toxicology reports show that the dog had any unusual substances in its system, it could suggest that an environmental factor, such as poisoning, exposure to hazardous chemicals, or a gas leak, played a role in all 3 deaths. Authorities have already ruled out carbon monoxide poisoning for Hackman and Arakawa, but other toxins could still be in question. If the dog was exposed to something that did not affect the other 2 dogs, it may indicate that its location in the house played a role in its death. The condition of the dog's body may also provide clues. If the dog showed signs of distress, attempts to escape, or unusual physical symptoms, it could suggest a sudden event rather than a slow decline due to lack of resources. Investigators will likely conduct a necropsy, an autopsy for animals, to determine whether the dog suffered from any internal issues or external trauma. The dog's death is significant because it could help narrow down the timeline of events. If the dog died shortly before Hackman and Arakawa, it could indicate that their deaths were more recent than the pacemaker data suggests. Conversely, if the dog died days after the couple, it would support the theory that it was simply unable to survive without food or water. In any case, this aspect of the investigation remains a crucial piece of the puzzle. Understanding what happened to the dog may ultimately provide key insights into the mysterious circumstances surrounding Hackman and Arakawa's tragic deaths. As the investigation into Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's deaths continues, all eyes are on the toxicology reports and final autopsy results. While authorities have already ruled out carbon monoxide poisoning and confirmed there were no signs of trauma or forced entry, many questions remain unanswered. The official cause of death will likely be determined through further forensic examination, but that process could take weeks. Toxicology testing is a complex procedure requiring labs to analyze blood, tissue, and other biological samples for the presence of drugs, toxins, or any unexpected substances. These tests could reveal whether a medical condition, environmental factor, or accidental poisoning played a role in their deaths. While authorities have not suggested foul play, they have not ruled anything out either. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office has confirmed that the case remains open, with detectives carefully reviewing every piece of evidence. The timeline of events is also still being analyzed as experts try to determine whether Hackman or Arakawa passed away first. Their conditions at the time of discovery, as well as Hackman's pacemaker data, will be crucial in piecing together their final moments. As the investigation unfolds, friends, fans, and fellow Hollywood figures have been paying tribute to the legendary actor and his wife. Although Hackman had retired from the public eye years ago, his impact on the film industry remains undeniable. Tributes have poured in from actors, directors, and longtime admirers who remember Hackman for his unforgettable performances in films like The French Connection, Unforgiven, and The Royal Tenenbaums. Many have taken to social media to express their sorrow, reflecting on his legacy and the mark he left on cinema. Beyond Hollywood, the Santa Fe community is also mourning the loss of the couple, who had made New Mexico their home for decades. Arakawa, a former classical pianist and co-owner of a local luxury home goods store, was well known and respected in the area. Businesses and residents have honored their memory, with some recalling personal encounters with the couple and their quiet, private lifestyle. Local news outlets have covered their passing extensively, and some fans have even gathered outside their home to leave flowers and messages of condolence. Despite the overwhelming grief and speculation surrounding their deaths, investigators have urged the public to remain patient, as the official findings are still forthcoming. Speculation and online theories have only added to the confusion, with some questioning whether there could be more to the story. However, until the medical examiner's office releases the final reports, it is impossible to know for sure what really happened inside their home. For those following this case, staying informed through verified sources is crucial. Investigators will likely provide updates once they receive the necessary forensic results, and any new details could change the narrative surrounding their deaths. As more information becomes available, it's important to separate fact from speculation and rely on official statements rather than rumors circulating online. This case has captured widespread attention, not only because of Hackman's Hollywood status, but also because of the unusual circumstances surrounding his and Arakawa's deaths. Until the full picture is revealed, the best course of action is to wait for the authorities to complete their work. If you want to stay updated on this case and similar investigations, be sure to subscribe, like, and follow for the latest updates. As soon as new details emerge, we'll bring you the facts, breaking down the key developments so you don't have to sift through speculation. Until then, let's honor the lives of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa by remembering their contributions and awaiting the truth with patience and respect. The mysterious deaths of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa have left more questions than answers. With no signs of foul play, forced entry, or obvious trauma, investigators are relying on toxicology reports and final autopsy results to determine what really happened inside their Santa Fe home. Theories range from natural causes and medical emergencies to accidental poisoning or even more sinister possibilities, though authorities have yet to confirm any definitive cause of death. Hackman's pacemaker data suggests he died at least 9 days before being found, but whether Arakawa passed before or after him remains uncertain. The unexplained death of their dog, found in a closet kennel, adds another layer to this puzzling case. As the investigation continues, fans and Hollywood figures are mourning the loss of Hackman, a legendary actor, and Arakawa, a beloved member of the Santa Fe community. Until officials release their final findings, speculation will persist, but separating fact from fiction is essential. What do you think happened? Was this simply a case of natural causes, or is there more to the story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more in-depth investigative stories. If you want the latest updates on this case and other mysteries, be sure to subscribe, like, and follow. We'll be back with more breaking developments as soon as they emerge.